Greetings and welcome back to Victoria 2. So it's been a couple of days since I last played, and in the meantime I've been coming up with a new plan for the next decade or so, and it all pretty much revolves around making my industry grow, because I do have a lot of potential there, because I have quite a few people and some decent resources. Now, to have a good industry, you need two things. Well, you need more than two things, but the two things are very important. That is coal, and I have coal, quite a decent amount. Unfortunately, I don't have Calabar, which would have gotten me even more coal, but I can do without that for now. But I'm missing one big thing, and that is iron, and it's very scarce in Africa, as you can see. This is the closest patch of iron, and for the rest we have Ethiopia, and there's some down here, but this is all far away, and most of it needs to be colonized, and that is something that I cannot do. I just don't have the technology for that. So the only province of iron that I could possibly take is this one right here, because it is part of this nation right here, which is called Luangu, whatever. I'll just call it Congo, because that's sort of the name of the state anyway. And yeah, I'll need to be quick about it, because in about 2 years, or even less so, a year and a half, all of this will start to get colonized by Western powers, because apparently in this mod the scramble for Africa begins in 1880, not 1870, so at least just gave me about 10 extra years to prepare for all of that, which is good. So how shall we do this? Now, since time is an issue, I can't really wait until I have low enough infamy to annex this state, so all I can do at the moment is try and make it my puppet. Then I can later on try and take it over. That's going to be at a great cost, sort of, because if I make it a puppet now, I'm going to have to release it later on to try and annex it, and releasing a puppet is going to cost me, I think, 20 prestige, so that's going to be sort of unfortunate, but it's going to be necessary. But let's start with this, and obviously I'm also going to need an army to go take it. We'll use this army right here. I'm going to put it on the border for now. I'm going to have to split it up in smaller armies, because there is very little supply in these provinces, so I'm going to have to limit it to armies of 3 brigades. I'm going to spread them out and put them around the border of Congo. Anyway, and there's other stuff that we need to do. So yes, we want to grow the industry, and there's sort of a problem right now. We are sphered by the UK, and while this does give me some resources from them, most of my resources simply just go straight to the UK, and all their population and industry get to take everything they need, and I only get the scraps. Now for some resources that means that I'll get plenty, for others I won't get any. And most of my coal actually just goes straight to Britain, which is bad, since I need that to grow. So I will attempt to get out of the sphere of influence of the UK. This is one of the perks of being a secondary power. So now one of the downsides of this is that as long as I'm in the sphere of the UK, I'm also protected by them. And if I leave their sphere, they might even wage war on me to try and get me back into their sphere. So it's a dangerous situation, but I need to leave their sphere in order to become powerful myself. So I don't really have much of a choice. Also, we need to do some research. We'll be starting off with empiricism, so that we get more research points, which is very important if I want to try and catch up as much as possible with the Western powers. So let's do this. I'm also going to be doing quite a bit of social thought for more education efficiency. And I also mentioned earlier that I was going to neglect the Navy, which is a bad decision. So I'm not going to do that, but I will try and focus on these two research lines, which will allow me to build bigger naval bases and also build better ships. Most of this is, well, it's important, but I can do without this for now, even though I will be possibly researching some of these lower ones eventually, but I gotta focus on certain things. Also army, I'm gonna need pretty much everything here, and industry, I'm also gonna need most of the things. but not everything. I'm sort of gonna neglect the factory efficiency and all that sort of stuff. While it is very important, I do want to focus on mining output and coal production, iron production, and all that sort of stuff, because it is going to be what I need. Also, I'm going to need railroads, and I'm also going to need this eventually. So yeah, I need a lot of things, and I'm probably not even going to be able to get it all. Also, I gotta do a reform. So let us get the minimum wage, because this one seems to have a lot of supporters for it. There we go. I also want to outlaw slavery eventually, but I'm gonna wait until it doesn't radicalize anyone else. So, yeah, oh, well, I had to do one more thing. Let's build a naval base right here. Unfortunately, I can only build one naval base because I only have one state that has a coastal province. Because, well, they took Lagos and I haven't managed to take Calabar. So this will sort of hurt my navy size, which is unfortunate, but I can't really change much about that until I get this state, which will have another naval base. So that's another good reason to take this place. Right. Yes, I was gonna do more things. So we just started building a canned food factory. This one will also require iron. For now, I'm gonna be getting iron from Great Britain, because apparently they are producing more than they need, but that won't always be the case. If they grow their industry, it'll mean that I'll be without iron, and I don't want to have that to happen. So, okay, I'm also gonna build a cement factory in Biafra. This is the state with quite a bit of coal. And as you can see, cement requires almost 12 coal, but I have plenty in that state, so that's not a problem. And cement is used for all the factories for upkeep, and also used for building all sorts of buildings like railroads and forts and all that sort of stuff. So it's very important to have it. There we go. And I'm also gonna change my focus. Let's continue with time in the meantime. My focus for Biafra to craftsmen, and let's get rid of these bureaucrats. Now I do want bureaucrats, but I don't really have much of a choice at the moment. And now we have our expeditionary force right here. I'm gonna split them up in armies of 9. Even though that's not a lot, they will be fighting against just a bunch of primitive people, so that's not much of an issue. Let's move these guys up here. I'm gonna move them one by one. I hope that yes, okay, it's the right army. I don't want to make the mistake of moving this stack in the air, because it's gonna eat a lot of attrition. Let's make a new unit in the meantime. Actually, let's get some artillery. Okay. Alright. Well, what else do we need to do? Let us take a look at rebel factions. No, not really much of an issue. Oh yeah, I still have to lower my relations with the UK. I don't know when exactly I'm gonna try and leave their sphere, because as I mentioned, they might declare war on me, and that would be a bad thing, because they are allied with Germany and some other people. Germany and I think Portugal. Yeah, which is bad, because Portugal is sort of close and Germany is strong, so that's two nations that I don't want to fight against, in addition to the UK, obviously. But yeah, I don't know how that'll work out, we'll have to wait and see. Let's select this army now and send them over there. Let's up the speed. And what else do I need to do? Possibly a lot of things, but let's lower more relations. So yeah, it needs to be at minus 100 before I can get out of their sphere. Okay, let's make another unit. Let's send these guys in the middle. And the rest I'll probably be able to distribute among the other armies, because I might be getting some technology that'll lower my attrition. And for now, we require 8.1 supply points, and there's only 10 right here. If I were to add another brigade, it'll be about 11 or something, which is bad. So I gotta stay under 10. I don't want to waste my troops on this. And in the meantime, we're waiting for the justification. It's almost halfway. Hasn't been detected yet, I think. No. Wow, that's good. So the longer this takes, the earlier I can try to annex it. So that's pretty good. Oh, well, there we go. But this is good. This means that to annex it, I'm going to need 15 infamy. So this means that in about, I don't know, 7 years or so, I'll be able to take it, which is pretty good. Alright. Oh, well, I guess I should send these guys as well. Now these guys aren't a problem. They also have some allies, Kuba and Lunda, down here and down here, but I can easily crush them as well. The important thing is that I just siege everything, which will be fairly simple. So yes, I'm gonna put this army right here, because there's no threat here anymore. I just gotta focus on keeping these states safe, because if I do get in a war against Western powers, we're gonna see all people land here, which is bad. That's also one of the reasons why I want the navy. And I'm also gonna need forts, but I don't really have the money for all of it. Yeah, I was gonna build some more factories. Let's see, we're still busy with this canned goods factory, but Kano is gonna grow quite a lot. I'm gonna expand the liquor distillery, because let's take a quick look. Oh wait, let's take a look here. So this factory now produces how much? About 5. If it's fully staffed, it'll produce about 6. So let's take a look at trades, liquor. Well, we use almost 100 for our own population, so there's quite a lot of potential in that. So let us expand this one as well. And also I'm making my own glass, which unfortunately for now is being shipped off to Great Britain. But I'm going to be using it for this factory, because... where is it? Well, it's being constructed now, unfortunately, but so I can't check how much glass it uses, but I think it's somewhere around 5. And since this one outputs about 20, I can certainly have a level 1 glass factory and a level 4 liquor distillery, so that's all good. I want to make it so that things are as efficient as possible, so that I can use my own goods. This will also mean that I can easily set my tariffs to something around 10 or 20% and keep the factories profitable. And I'll still be subsidizing them, so any factory that does need to import a lot shouldn't go bankrupt, as long as I don't go bankrupt, so we shouldn't have an issue there. So, yeah, we're still waiting for this. And what else do I need to do? Can I build some troops? No, I can't. And any more reforms? Let's take campaign for public meetings. Seems to have a lot of supporters. Can we do that? Meetings allowed? Yeah, I guess we can. There we go. Okay. And let's lower some more relation with the UK. We sort of have to wait until we get justification so that we can go to war, and we're also gonna wait for all these factories to be built. But as you can see, we get a lot of craftsmen here. This was at about 6,000 a little while ago when I last checked, so that's good. Labor spies. What do we do? Alpor strata. Ooh, well, that's good. Lose consciousness. well, I don't have a lot of consciousness anymore because I did do a reform, so let's lose militancy. That's pretty good. And yeah, there's other stuff to think about. So once I get empiricism, I think I shall go for... let's think. So I really would like more army tech, but for the moment I'm going to be fighting against primitive nations, so that's not too much of an issue. What I need, I guess, is I'm going to have to start building a navy. So yeah, I'm probably going to do one of the navy techs. But I need to go up to level 3 here, so that I can build ironclads, which will be the main ship that I'll be building my early fleet around, because it is pretty decent, even until late game, I would say. So, and since I'll be able to build it pretty soon, that'll make my navy pretty strong, at least as a defensive navy. So, oh, well, I had it paused, my bad. Let's take another look. So I was also going to build some industry in Benin, and I want to limit my industry, at least for now, to this state, and this state, simply because they're all flat land, which means that I'll be able to upgrade all the railroads to the maximum amount, and that'll make my factories more efficient. For example, compared to my capital state, we got the 2 provinces with jungle, which won't allow me to expand it for quite a while, so that's not good for efficiency. Eventually I will be building some industry here, I think, but it's not a priority at the time. Okay, and we have the CV, that's good. I'm going to up this for a little bit. I won't max it, I don't really need to. I'm only fighting against these people. The allies are the same. I'm going to first check. Did I get any? No, attrition is still the same. So I'm gonna... Oh yeah, one thing I had to do is assign leaders. So these guys will attack this army. I'm gonna search... Well, this guy has a 3 attack. Let's search a little more. 4 attack, that's good. Guess that's gonna be the one. I want to swiftly destroy that army. Yeah, let's pick the one with 4 attack. Right here. Let's pick another leader over here. We had plenty of good ones actually, so that's nice. Actually, I think well, this one will do. And over here we have... this guy. Alright, so I actually have plenty of decent leaders, I must say. And I got another one down here. So we should easily be able to crush these guys. I'm gonna wait another month until I declare war. Okay, let's do it. Make puppets. Proceed. I'm gonna start off with sending these troops in here. Actually, we should immediately try and crush them. I'm gonna wait a little while until these guys... No wait, I shouldn't wait. I should just go in and crush them. I have the technology advantage and I have a good leader, so this should not be an issue at all. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're getting crushed. Total stack wipe, that's great. And we also might have to fight against these guys. Now I'm getting a bunch of attrition down here, unfortunately. But it shouldn't be that bad. Now we just wait until this is completed. Alright. Let's lower maintenance because I don't need it at the moment. I'm just going to be sieging them. And it doesn't really matter how soon I can turn them into a puppet. Because the main thing that limits me is... Oh yeah, I got these guys as well. Let's move them closer. The main thing that limits me is my infamy, so there's really no rush. because at the moment, well, once they are a satellite, I don't really get any benefits from it, apart from the fact that no one else will take it. But yeah, the only benefit I will get is once I can actually turn it into a colony, because otherwise, the only other way you can get their resources is if you put them in your sphere of influence, and that's impossible as a secondary power. So yes, I gotta do it the hard way. Now, what else do we do? Oh, well, apparently we won something. That's odd. I don't know who attacked me, but it didn't last for long. What else do we do? We're still waiting for the factories. Oh, well, this one actually got built. That's good. And I was gonna build some factories in Benin as well, as I mentioned. I was gonna build a... which was it? Machine parts factory. Now, I do need steel and coal for this. But yeah, I don't know. It would benefit if I put it in this state, since this has coal. But then again, I wouldn't know what else to build down here. Let's take a look. So yeah, actually I could build a machine parts factory in Biafra, and then I build more weapons factories in Benin, because all of this stuff will have to get imported. For example, well, ammunition is going to be difficult because it requires sulfur, which is quite scarce. There's actually not even a sulfur resource in Africa at all. Let's take a look. The only place that I know of is Brussels. So let's take a look. This is all the sulfur that there is in Europe. We got a bunch here, some down here, but as you can see, it's fairly scarce and not one source in all of Africa, which is terrible, and barely any, well, yeah, quite a few in South Africa, but South America, sorry. But yeah, so I can't build any ammunition or fertilizer, which is need for explosives, down here, without having to import it. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna import ammunition itself and explosives or fertilizer, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna build the industry next time. And let's just continue. So we did manage to siege this, that's good. I don't know if I'll need to go back here to defeat them, but one thing I will do, however, is get military access. They will accept, okay. This will allow me to cross their land and attack these two people if I need to. And what's this? Let them hold their little rally, or do I want to kill population? Oh no, let's just go with this. I don't want to piss off the people too much. And I don't want to kill people either, so... And there we go, it's gonna be 1880, and we'll be seeing a whole bunch of colonization happen. Which will be rather scary. Do we have any reforms that we need to do? I don't think so. Also, let us lower... Okay. Now we're almost there. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have to crush these guys. We'll see soon enough. I need 85 war score. Let's take another look. So, Vienna Conference. About all the colonial stuff. So, yeah, this one is still going. We don't... Oh yeah, well, it's actually going pretty well. We got about 1,000 craftsmen already in Biafra. That's good. And we have peace offer. Well, I want to do it manually. Let's take a look. Propose peace. Okay, that's good. Proceed. Another puppet. And also, I'll have to wait a little while. I want to get military access with them as well, which they will obviously give me, but wait for the 24th. Okay, there we go. And now my supply should actually be pretty decent down here. My supply is actually pretty decent everywhere, surprisingly. No, it isn't. It's just showing... Never mind. Let's move these guys to this state, I guess. How much supply does this has? 20. Okay, so that's safe. We got a decent occupation army. I'll be using this army as well to annex it later on and to defend it when I need to. But yeah, anyway, I guess I'm going to be ending the episode here, so thank you very much for watching and see you next time.